All right, folks, my name is Bronx Mike, and welcome back to Limbs. Let's get to it. Last time we had a problem with our list, right? So we couldn't get it right. So what we did was we used a plugin called Table Layout. Let me see if I get it up on screen here. Table Layout, and then we also use Enhance Scroller, and then we mixed the tool up, and that's what we got. So basically, what I did was let's go here. Let me see. I made a prefab of how the row was gonna look, which was gonna look exactly like the header. So basically, I just made a header first, and then I copied. I did that, made that into free prefab, and then that's how I got it done. And then let me see prefab. Where is it? Where is it? Sample row, right here. I double click on that. Let me see. Hopefully, we get it looking. Is it? Is it? There we go. There we go. So, and then we attach a script to it called you can name it whatever you want, but I attached a script which is called sample row view, right? And let's just open that up just so you guys can see it. For the first part of this this stream, we are just gonna work on the UI first, just to get you guys caught up. Um, and yeah, and we should be okay with that. Let me make sure that's so. Here goes to sample scroll view, and then let me just open up that uh, uh, text file for you. I mean, not text, script for you. Uh, okay, then we're gonna go here. And we're gonna go not here. Oh yeah, here. There we go. Then we go here, and then we're gonna turn it on, and then we are going to. There we go. All right. Cool, right? Cool beans, right? uh, okay. All right. So basically, we just made a script called sample row view, and that's gonna be the prefab for the enhanced scroller. And so we derived it. We derived it from the enhanced scroller plugin um, um, class or enhanced scroll view, cell view. Sorry, and that's all. That's all we do, right? And then we assign all the strings that's going to be in the interface, which is just Touch Mesh Pro UI, UUI. The only problem which we're going to fix later in downline this series, right? You guys depend on what you want. Now, if you want this to be dynamic, we can. We could actually do an array of this stuff if you want to, but you still need to assign it manually if you want to, or we could just do it all dynamically. But oftentimes in databases, you don't want to expose all of the columns. You definitely don't. Um, it takes up a lot of some bit of memory, and then you may not want to expose those columns. So you will build out a system where you tell it what columns you want to do it, what you want to expose and display. And the problem with that is also we also got to adjust that in the screen, right? So if you, all right, we have to adjust that in the screen. Let me make sure. So we'll have to adjust that here, make sure the alignments are correct and all that good stuff. Okay. All right, and so, but basically, we set the data here. We tell it what data we want to use, and then we'll in our script we'll call this up, and then we assign it as you see here, right? If there's nothing, NA, blah 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 blah, basic stuff, right? Barcode, select the data, populate each if you want to do that, and then get sample data. That's pretty much it. All right. Okay, and then the next one that we want to expose here. So that's our prefab, right? That's also our header, right? So all I did was make a header and make that into prefab, add that script, and then we're done, right? So right now I want to show you how it's working, right? And then I wrote out I fixed the script for the sample list panel UI, but also grab a search which you see right here, and then do some filtering, which you see right there, right? And so what I'm basically doing, while I was building that out, I was like, hey, I might as well just do it with a video. We could figure all this out together. Okay, you can lurk as much as you want. What do you want? Lady Rain. She's my staunchest supporter, so gotta give her respect. Okay, sorry, it's loading up right now. There we go. Come on, a little bit further. Almost there. Okay, we got our bootstrap system working, and there we go. And this is the actual game screen, the actual screen, right? And you can actually see all the data coming in and out, right? So we are gonna adjust these, right? We're gonna adjust these. We're gonna make these workable, and then we're gonna all types urine tissue tabs, right? Of course it's gonna be a lot more types than this. We're just doing this just for brevity and just for testing. um at the end of the series we're gonna go from unit testing to end-to-end testing, right? And then we're gonna test it. We're also gonna try to export it. I'm pretty sure we can export it to WebGL, right? Which would be a great asset for us because the investors could actually go online without asking you and just test it out all you want, right? And then at the same time, you got to make sure that WebGL is working good because you are going to put your best foot forward so you get some investor money, right? Um, so and now, mind you, investor money is a lot harder to get than than an interview. Than a Bronx guy passing a Silicon Valley interview, right? All right, so let's go through the script here, and then we could continue on. So we sample search. I put that in the tab, right? Okay, so what I did was on here, we kind of need to turn this off because we want to add some windows, right? We're gonna turn this off for right now. The vertical layout group, okay. And then on here, I have a panel, which is just a panel to a canvas. And then here is this nice, very nice looking um prefab from what was it? UI. You don't have to use that one. You could use what was it? Window, Moto window, not Moto window. It is called Tab. What the on modern UI it is called Windows Manager, and on Evo UI it is called a slider animated carousel. Up down list view menu bar, not menu bar, motor window, pages, no, progress bar, selector, selector. Yeah, it's called selector. Okay. And I did vertical vertical for these size menu right here, these side menus right here. Okay. And so I just went to the tab and I add the sample search for the tab. Okay. Now this is how you work it. So you go here, I believe, oh, here goes. So the tab, see how it moves it for you automatically. It, right? So what did, I have a sample search, then I made a sample type because we need to display sample type for the sample search, right? And then we have recent activities. It's just list the history. We'll fix these later. It lists the uh a list of histories of for samples, right? We have a table for history and it's for everything, but we need to filter out just for the sample. Uh, being We have history for the audit, and then we have a chain of custody, which basically means if uh, I handle one part of the sample, who is the next owner? So the first owner is the creator, right? Then the next owner is going to be the tech lab guys, or whatever the workflow they got is what they got, or it could be an approver, or it could be a doctor, or it could be somebody else, right? So that's called a chain of custody. Who is the current owner and past owners of the sample, the test, a report, or an inventory. Uh, it could be a patient. I know you're not owner of a patient, but who's who's in charge of the patient? You know, it could be an animal. The patient could be an animal. The patient could be a human. The patient could be a dish of bacteria. Blah blah blah. You know, that's what we call in a patient. Okay. Now, so basically, we are in this scene. We are just handling everything that has to do with samples, right? Samples, right? If you're gonna, you can assign a test here, but you're not gonna see any part of the test, right? You're gonna be able to assign a test and a test type, but you're not gonna be able to edit test or test types on this scene. That's for another scene. Reason being is because each scene, if not, I mean, each scene would just hog up a lot of memory or will slow it way down. It's just a lot more efficient if you break things up into parts and then you break it across a bunch of scenes. Okay, so there's going to be a test scene that's going to have something to do, everything to do with tests. Then you're going to have an inventory scene that's going to do everything to do with inventory, and on and on and on and on, right? Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so there's also something called pooling. We're gonna deal with all that, but for right now, for this just simple app, we're just gonna handle that. We're gonna make this app a lot more complicated as times goes on. Okay, right, all right. So that's what we do with this one. All right, and so we have our search sample input. No, that was done. Okay. So here scroll view, right? Scroll view. Okay, let's open up this script and let's just talk about it before we move on to the next issue, which is just gonna be me freestyling it and just building out the UI. Oftentimes the UI, you think you know what you're gonna do, but doesn't work out, especially with the old Canvas UI. Now Unity's got a new UI system which looks more like HTML. It's really a what is it, XML or UMXML, something like that. I used that to build out the last lab information management system. It was okay. It still has a lot of bugs. Uh, like um like events. It's hard to do events on that. Um, yeah, stuff like that. It was okay. It needs a lot more work. Uh, Other thing too is like the reason why you move on. Well, it's good to have options, right? But I mean, if you want to do it, HTML, just go to an HTML app. That's my opinion. All right. So I wanted to use Evo's drop down, so that's what I used. Right. You don't have to use that. You could just use regular drop down if you want to, if you don't want to be tied to the plugin or whatnot. But I thought it was cool, so I'm using it. Now, this is what we got to do, right? We got to build out this calendar stuff. This is actually input field, and but we got to make it into a calendar. Evo has some cool calendar stuff that we have, which is not native to Unity. You have to build out yourself. So the plugin does do that. So I wanted to take advantage of that, right? These are the strings, right? Okay, and this is the drop downs, right? So we added a drop down listener to whenever we dropped it down and we wanted to uh, run our own methods, right? So if you see here, the status drops down. We add the the drop down. We're manually adding the 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 choices, right? The options. But I wouldn't suggest it doing this way, hard coding it. What I would usually do is make a table and in Supabase, and that will be your. That's how you grab a list of this stuff, and then you add it to this item. All right, to this drop down. Well, for brevity, we were just gonna do it here. We're gonna on later video we'll bring that up and we'll add it. Okay. All right. And then once you set up the initial options, right? You want to set up a listener to the item when item is selected. And you, remember what I said before? You have to make sure that the parameters correct. You can't if it's void, you use void. If it's integer, you use integer. So you got to do that. Even if you're not gonna use it, you still gotta have the parameter signature correct, right? And once that's done, this is the current filter, which is the filter that's here, right? The string, and then you apply the filters. And then when you apply the filters, you can see this is how we run it. Let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. The whole the whole thing. Sorry about that. All right. So you see all sample data, say sample data, and then where we filtered. Okay, right. We're filtering not at uh, uh the Supabase level, the database level. We're filtering after we get the data. Okay. Uh which is you may not want that, you may want that. We could fix that later, we could adjust that later, or you could even have a switch here says, do you want to apply what data we got, or you want to filter it out from the database, which you need a script for that. All right, you need to write out the script for that. All right, this is using link, LINQ, link, right, and this filtering that way. It's filtered where blah blah blah. Okay, all right. So let's go back here, and this is what we're adding, right? All right. So now let's go back to the UI, right? And then we are going to, all right. So here I set up the drop downs, right? You could name each drop down. I name each drop down so it wouldn't be there. So uh so to remind me what it is, right? Button text, we are gonna say status because this controls the status of the sample that we want, right? And then this is what is it? No, filter, panel filter. Boom. This is going to be the priority. All right. What was it here? What did I change it? Items, settings. Where's the navigation? Uh-huh. Oh, I wrote this down wrong. Did I change the name? I just had it. Oh, here it goes. Yeah, button, which is priority. And this one is type, and then this one is from date. Oh, okay. This one we're not. Okay. This is okay. So we got type priority, and let's just run it to see if it's actually clearing and then giving the options that we want. Right? Loading, loading, loading. Go here. All statuses. Right? That's what we wanted. Pending. Yeah, it's clearing it out. Right? Pending. Wait a minute. Pending. It got pending or stat. Oh yeah, here goes pending status. Right? And then we want receive status. Yes, we have it. Okay, and then we want processing status. Yes, we have it. And then we have completed status. Yes, we. I forgot. Okay, so I made the the sample script. If I don't get anything from the database, which might be down, right? To do sample data, right? The reason I did that is when we actually um uh port this to WebGL, if something happens to my database for some reason, the investor's not gonna like it, and he's gonna say, "Oh, this thing sucks. I'm not gonna invest money into it." Blah 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 blah. You know, I'm perfect guy. Blah blah blah. Right? And I expect perfection. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So if we do that, right, we always have some sort of data, so we always look good. All right, that makes sense, right? So that's working. Completed is working. Blah blah blah. And then priority, all priorities, or do we want normal too? So we want completed and normal. All right. And now we have to set the type. And we only want the blood. There's no blood, right? Is there urine? There's no urine. Is there swab? There is a swab, right? So we have completed. So we know that our stuff is working. Great. Simple. Great. Now we need to take this and add it to the sample types just for the screen, right? The sample types, and then what's left to do? We have to do a search for this too, right? So we have to do a search on not test patient SMP pack 0001. There we go. It's working. There we go. So now we know that that search bar is working as well. All right. Got it? We got it. All right. So give me 1 minute and then I'll be right back. I am going to the uh, take a bathroom break real quick. All right. Be right back, folks. Came back, folks. Okay. So now, if you see my face all the time, it's because I got Orb Studio on this on this side, this screen. That's why. All right. So yeah, so that's working. So now the tricks, right? All right. So we set the date as a string. So we uh the plugin that we use, the Evo UI uses a calendar, which is really cool, and I wanted to use that. So I'm gonna combine that with the modern UI, which modern UI has a movable window, which most people would prefer. And so this, especially when the screen is a different resolution. All right, so that's what we're gonna do now. So first, I set this up as a vertical layout, but I'm gonna turn that off for right now. Okay, and all right, panel main. All right, so main panel. We have the main panel. Let me see. All right, we have the main panel. So I want to do. I'm gonna do it outside, only because we want to make sure this always on top. So we're gonna go to Evo UI. Oh no. First we're gonna go to modern. We're gonna do movable window, and we're gonna set that. Okay. Now this is gonna be our calendar window. Window, window. If you see me misspell things, you could just call me out on it. Don't worry about it. I'm one of those people who's always in a hurry. All right, so then we want to set this up here. We want to make sure that's working, okay? And then we want to make sure that all right, and then that text comes before icon. You see why. And then we want to make sure the text, we set the text to whatever text we would like to do, and then that's don't forget margins. I like the margins because okay, margins, right? And then don't forget we set that to the middle, and we're gonna add that to a layout group. I mean, not layout. I'm gonna give that a layout element, and then we want to make sure in the layout element that we set this to flexible height 1 and flexible width 1. All right, and then on the icon, okay, we want to make sure that's also a layout element. And but this time we're going to set these to 50. You can set it to whatever you want, but 50 is what I found works for me. All right, and that's 50, 50. right? And I know we're supposed to look professional and all that. I says, heck with that. I mean, you're the one wasting your life, not them. So so what you want to do is you're gonna make sure that you check out image. And I had this another plugin called Cartoon UI Mega Pack, and so let's see, right? And I like this one right here, right? So make sure you click on again, and then you are here. There we go. I think that's much clearer, and it doesn't look that cartoony, but I mean, to each their own. All right, and so we are gonna say uh, calendar. Oh, this is gonna be date from, right? Date from, right? And then we are going to go here, content, right? We don't need this text. You could delete it or hide it, whatever you want, right? And then you're gonna right click. You're gonna go to Evo. We are going to go to date and time. This is why I picked Evo, date and time. Okay. Did you really have to do that? No. I mean, we could make it run on its own, but you're not in the movable window. Or you could just make this a movable window you want. But I think this is a nice wrapper. So, all right. So you click on here and you go click on here. And you can Control Alt, and then we go, oh, but what we gotta do is change the height of this thing here. There we go. That I want to make sure it's even. So width is 800, and then height is 550. There we go. All right, folks. Now, all right. So you are going to close this out right here, right? So over here, now we're gonna okay, we are going to click on this button, and when you click on this button, you're gonna set the on click event, correct? All right. To where is it? On the window, and you're gonna set its game object to bull. Okay. So then when you click on here, so the object is to use as little code as possible, and that keeps you from making too many bugs, from having too many bugs. Okay. Use things that you already have in place. All right. So when we click on, oh, it's not, oh no, I forgot. I gotta make it into uh yeah, there we go. We could write out a toggle script, and so whenever you click, it just toggles. And I'll show you how to do that right now. That's why you always test things. Even on small things like that, they're annoying, but just do it. Right? You click on this, and now it pops up. Now we have to set this so it close it, or you could just use toggle. We could write a toggle script, then it'll work. Okay. So let's go on here. Let's just open this up for a minute, right? And then we go here, icon, correct? And then icon, you make icon into a button. Add a button component to it, right? And then you could do something like this if you want. Calendar, close the whole calendar. Okay. So now when we test this out again, as a programmer, this is your whole life, just testing things small. It's boring as hell. The only thing that keeps you excited is if you're gonna make it big at the end of the day. So here it goes. Okay, and then here it goes, and that's okay. Here it goes, here it goes. The only problem is when we double click on that, it just doesn't go away. If you like that behavior, keep it. If you don't, you can make a toggle script. Okay, and that's pretty much it, right? Now the other one is we gotta do is this. When we click on a date, we want that date to appear here on the string. Okay? So let me see if I can figure it out. I kind of forgot how to do this, but we'll work it out. We'll work out through it together, right? So let's turn this on so we can better see it. Then we go to calendar. right? References. Okay, we got the reference events. There we go. We got the events, right? On date selected, right? We want this string here. Oh no, okay. This string here to adjust. Okay. So where is it? The date, but oh, that's the actual date, right? So on this string here, you want this date here from, right? Is it from? Yeah, from. Right here. Little text. Let me see if I remember. Split mesh, float, string text. If not, we have to do a custom method, which is okay. But like I said before, we try to use what we have already, so we don't add to the scripting, the scripts, and then we don't pollute, needlessly. No, date. What I want to do is date. Yeah, well, I just want to date. I just want to upload the date. Calculate, play mesh, broadcast, message, no. Word spacing, no. String text, no, because the string text is just you have to fill out yourself. We don't want to do that. We want to dynamically, if you press a button, a thing here that updates for you. All right, so that's string text, rich text, rich text. Font. I guess we don't have one. Yeah. If I scroll down, maybe send message, set text. No, not set text. Update vertex data. Stop coroutine, set text. Maybe I'm missing something here. Let me go in here and look at the script. Just look at that. Any reference events? There we go. On date selected, which is new date time. Oh, we're getting a date time. Okay. Date selected. We are returning a date time instead of a text. On date time. On date time. Invoke date time value. So I have a choice here. I could either return a or do okay. So you know what I do? Okay. Um I don't want to mess with this is a plugin. Okay. Reason why you don't want to mess with plugin scripts, right? Unless there's a bug or a warning or something like that, is because most of the time the author updates their script, and when you do that, then you erase your changes. You see what I'm saying? So it's better in this case. It's better to write your own script, attach it to the string, and then uh, uh, update it that way. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So we'll do it this way. Okay. So we're gonna go over here to limbs. What's the scripts? UI. No, it's UI. What's my limb scripts? My limb scripts. Oh, I didn't make a limb script folder. Core services. Oh, okay. No, I didn't make it. Okay. Screw it. Okay, so I'm gonna say UI interface is scene UI. Say new folder. I'm gonna call this UI. Did it make it? Yeah. Oh, I could have used utilities, but no, it doesn't make no sense. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna call it um date to string. Just for now. I'll rename it something else later. Waiting for that to load up. Come on. Mhm. Okay. So we also could tie this to the event bus in case, but it doesn't really matter. But for right now, we're just gonna do that, right? So we are going to okay, we are going to say serialized field, private text. Was it text? No, it wasn't text channel. It's text input field. Yeah, text input field, text input field, and then we're gonna say date date string, right? Date string or whatever you want to call it, right? And then we also got to name the namespace here using the namespace that, and then what we want to do is do another serialized field, private. Okay, you got to use this stuff because if not, I mean, if it was a game, I would think about how long, but it's not. So it's not action oriented. It's just as you can see, it's running pretty fast anyway. So we could just use private. Okay, so then we're gonna say we don't have to, but I like using Unity event, right? Unity event, and then, oh wait a minute, no, we can't do that. Unity Unity event. That's it. No. So what we want to do is, oh yeah. We don't want to do that. No, no, we don't want to do that. So we want to use what was this guy using calendar? He's using a Unity event date time. Okay, great. So then we should just use a method that, okay, grab it. So void uh date string, and then we are gonna say date time. Is it date and time? Oh no, date time, date time, right? And then we are gonna go here, and which are we are gonna do is gonna say date time. It's not equal to no. Then we are gonna say date string. Date string equals there. There we go. All right. That's very simple uh, script, and we're just gonna attach it to here. Okay. Attach it anywhere, but as long as you reference the actual stuff, you'll be fine. All right. So we here. Let me see. We're gonna click on here. Click on here. Date. Okay. So we're gonna say date. Date time. What then? Oh yeah. Date time to string. All right. And so we got here date time to string. Oh no. Yeah, input field. Oh. Oh no. It is an input field. And is that an input field? Oh no, that's actually a string. Okay, sorry about that. It's actually a text mix pro string. My fault, folks. My fault. Right, there we go. There we go. I want to do this date type string. And I guess it worked the same way. Went to that notes. Show you what I'm doing now. Okay, so now we gotta attach. Okay, hold on. Now we gotta attach the date string to here, and I may have made a couple of mistakes, but we'll get through it. So now we here. So now we calendar window. We in the calendar. We at the events. We at the. So we go here. Date, date time, and then we go the dates to string, and then set date. There we go. All right. So now we're pretending that we're doing a unit test, but we're gonna do a unit test almost end to end just for this portion. End to end is actually that. I'm just joking, but I'm just for this portion. End to end on this context. How's that? All right. So then we click on here. Oh, I'm sorry. Click on here. Can you see the screen? Okay, making sure. All right. Open that up, and then we click on here. You see how the date changes? The date changes, right? Right. The date changes. Okay, now we're gonna add an event when why am I looking over here? It's over here. Now we're gonna add an event. So when um uh when that updates, when this updates right here, when this updates right there, that it updates the actual list. How's that? Okay? All right. So let's go back in here. Again, don't we're not using as we're using as little script and code as possible as to prevent your manager from being a fact from being an asshole and say that you did a fucking bad job. All right. So can we do it here? Let's see. 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 We actually could do it from the calendar, right? From the calendar, right? So what we're gonna do is we got an event, right? We set the string first, right? So now we're gonna do it here, and now we go back to the sample search list view, I believe. View, yeah, right here, right? And what you're gonna do is, are you gonna sample list panel, and you are going to apply filters. I don't see apply filter here, so that means it's a private method. So let's go look for it. Apply filter. Oh, I see. Never mind. I see what we did. Input, date from input. No, we don't need that. Okay. Actually, we don't need it. We didn't need it. So, but we're gonna apply the filters anyway. There we go. Apply filters. We're gonna make this public. And the only time you really need to make it private if it's manipulating data and you're not, you just get data. All right, so that shouldn't do anything. You wouldn't have to worry about the hacker issue. Okay, all right. And also make these dates uninteractable because text max pro. Oh no, we're doing good. We're doing good. Oh no, we need to change that. All right, here because that input field. What was it? This one. Go back, go back. Oh, we had a change. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Okay, so we was using its input field, and then the date string is not its input field. Input field. em input field. We got to make sure that okay, we don't have to worry about that too much. Let's go here. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Calm down. Calm down. So delete this one. We are going to do UI. What's the input field? There we go. We're going to move this up. No, not here. Move it up one. And I'm going to add a layout. Layout element to it. And then we want not the height because we want the width to be as far as we can. And then we want the preferred height to be 25. Right? And then we want, that's fine. That's fine. I'm doing it right? Yeah, we're doing it right. And then we want to add the date time thing to it. Date. Date. Time. Oh no. Date time to string. Where is it again? Date time to string. Okay. Oh no, no. Ah, god. All right. Date time to string. There we go. Date time to string. And then we need to change that to input field, which we did. Okay, we got that right. And then we go to the calendar, which is over here, which is calendar, references, events. Stop. Right here. After I did all that, calendar, events, and we want to change. Come on, come on. What was it? Not drop down. What was it? Or input field. And then we want to set data string. There we go. Okay. All right. And then we want to make sure that this is an interactable so we don't mess things up. No, not really. Okay. And so, okay, let's see. It should work now. You just offset a little bit. There we go. Okay. Doesn't seem to be okay from the date 115, 115. No, no. Okay, so there's something here. We gotta double check on our work. Okay. We gotta double check on our work. Uh, we are gonna go to sample panel, date from, see, add listener. Okay, so we're gonna put a stopper here. Right, and then see if it's working. Okay, folks. All right, so the start. All right, we're grabbing the sample data, which is good. All right, so we are here and we select. Nothing's firing off. It's not firing it off. That's why we're not getting the actual thing. So what we could do is just make sure that let's see if this works. Let's see if this works, right? So go back to calendar, the events, right? Scroll view function, and then we go to sample and then apply. We go apply filters. Let's see if it works that way. Okay, so we could choose from. No, it's not firing it off. Okay. Let me see. Let me make sure. Okay, here we go. All right, so date input, date from input. Sure, everything's date from input is not. We're gonna add a listener, which is the date range, right? Which is good. Which is applied filters. Oh, I see. I see why. Apply filters. Date from. Current date from. Let's do this. All right. Go back. And let's test it again. Okay, it is hitting the apply filters, but it's not hitting the, for some reason, the event from there. But at least we got that working. So let me see, where is that part? It's a different apply filter, right? Current filter, current type, current date from. Oh, we not set a date from. Okay, where is date from? Date from, it's a string, and we're not hitting that. Well, we're not hitting this date range thing. That's why. What we can do is just double check, uh, which is, yeah, on apply filters, right? The data, each filter, right? And so what we want to do here is uh, date from and to, is, what was the name of those? This is the part, date from to. Just for testing. Just want to make sure it works. So we go down here and we turn this off. Oh, continue. And we go here. This is why you test, you know. All right, got it. All right, let's go and let's give it a try. For some reason, the event for test is not working, but we'll figure it out. All right. So we're gonna click on here, which applies to okay, which okay, a little too early, but 19, which is good. Just make sure that's actually getting a date. Nope, we're getting a. Oh, I see why. I know why it's getting a date. It's not text. It's not text. Why? Why did I get an exception? Okay, let me see. What's my? Okay, let's do it again one more time. Okay, what? Oh, it's no. That's why. Okay. So oftentimes you say if blah 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 is no, then it's not no. Then you do this. So we forgot to assign the stuff here. Okay, so this is for the scroll view. And yep, and we didn't assign the thing here, right here, right? And then while we add it, we might as well just add it here. Get rid of that. Say UI input date. Bring it here, and then just so it doesn't crash, we could test this scroll view, and then we want to add that to the date as well, even though we're not using it. All right, so not using it right now. We'll fix all this stuff later. All right, so we go click here. All right, we skip the first one. Hit. Okay, no errors. Good. Then we go here. We're gonna make sure that we actually are getting data. Date range changed. Okay, that's good. Oh, okay. We actually hitting the. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Then we go here. Okay, so we actually get the range, and then we should get nothing on this one. Yeah. All right. Did we change anything? No, because it's a range, right? So, actually, let's go here. Let's go to January 26th. We should get everything unfiltered out. All right, so we have to fix this date range here as well. All right, so let's add some default to it. That way we always get a range. Okay. Okay, so add listener, right? So add listener. It's not no add listener, but we want to go from date. But before we do that, because if not, it's gonna set off the listener already. So we're gonna say date. Oh no, it's date input to input from date, date from input value, right? The value text. I think it's text. Text equals date, date and time. Not date. Now, I believe now, right? No. Date, time. Uh, Let me look that up. Sorry, folks. Let me look up that. What is it? Oh, come on. Okay, C sharp date time format. Date time. Oh, oh, okay. right, so let's see. Time equals date time 1. Let's see. Date time 1. If this is it. No. Fuck. Fuck. There we go. No, too straight. Right. All right. And straight, 8 straight. Okay, I just do that for right now. Right, and then we do the same for this guy right here. You guys got any suggestions or anything like that or comments? All right, or he's just watching. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so that should handle our default. So what we're doing, we're getting all the records from 1970, which this is a new app, a new date. You wouldn't get it unless some people might do some historical sampling things. So yeah. Actually, this is bothering me, so let's just fix it real quick. Normally it wouldn't, but just for you guys. All right, so layout. So you just add a layout, and we say height is 25, I believe, 25. And then width is whatever the width is right here. Right, and then we want it to be non-interactable because we don't need it to be interactable. It keeps from getting bugs, and that's good. All right, so let's see if it works. Yeah, it's working, right? And so from 19 oh, that's not bueno. From 19, right? Why not? That's 1970 to I want it to be 2026, right? And then we need to add this up as well. Let's just fix this up as well. All right, and then yeah, and that should be good. Actually, let's just do the whole system instead of partial system. It's just gonna add to more bugs. So let's make another calendar. Come on, you can do it. Sorry, it's loading up. You don't see the load up um bar, but I do. Okay, load it up. All right, so let's just fix this issue here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the lazy man way. So we already got the calendar window, right? So I'm gonna say calendar window to, and I'm gonna rename that to. Is that from, right? We're gonna name that to from, and then the next one we're gonna name to two, right? And then we're gonna change the references, right? Right? And we're just gonna turn this on so we can see the reference. What we're looking at. Content, calendar, right? Events, correct? So now we want to go to input field, which is input field to date. Date, did we put a, no, we need to put a date time string component to it. Doesn't matter. Just there is fine. And then we go to here, which is great. Okay. And then we go back to calendar 2, right? And we go to here, calendar 2, and we want to say we want to use this in set to string, date, time, set string, great, right? And then we want to apply the pictures, right? And so, and then on this button here, we need to set it so we open this thing here whenever we want to. So, button, reference, calendar 2, game object, open. You make sure this is clicked, all right? Then we close all this out, and then we'll try it again one more time. And that should work. If it doesn't work, we have to we have to figure out the code, what's going on. And yeah. So our theory is we want all of this to be nice and clean UI, but we're gonna have a bunch of pop-up windows and all that stuff like that. We're gonna add some more um, um, features to it, as if you click on a pop-up window, it should come to the front and everything else comes to the back. We're gonna do that in the next session. All right, so we go from 1970 to 26, right? So we want to go, oh, sorry. We want to go from here, from, okay, so it's working, to, oh, here. All right, December, right? So is that working? No, not really. So we're gonna click to 1924, I mean to 2024, and see if that works. No, that didn't work. So we have to go into the code base, I mean the script, and see what's going on. So apply filters. Are we, okay, first of all, are we applying the filter? Yes, okay, so that, apply filters, right? Okay, the search terms, apply filter, make sure that's working correctly. Apply filter. Right here. Okay, and so we go here from, there we go. So let's see, we are going here. No, okay, so it's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we want to go to the date. Date from, okay, here goes the date. Date from here. Okay, so where is filtered? 50. 50 is filtered out. Why is it filtered out? Okay, something's going wrong here. Filtered 0. Okay. All right, so what did we do wrong here? Okay. All right. What we do wrong? Uh, if this is from, compare the date from to the, there, passes to, compare that, the return passes from, passes to, which then ends up being a filter. Actually, you know what? Let's just click on here. Continue, right? Let's do it again. Filter, apply filter. Okay, so make sure we have dates for both of them. And we do. We have dates for both of them. We don't want any of this stuff. We don't care about any of this stuff for right now. But then we go here and then where, right? So white space. Okay, we get rid of all the white space. So control, Is white space no or no is greater than zero, which is no, passes from, right? True. Greater or equal to, yes, it's true. Okay, that's true. It's greater or equal to, right? This is true. This is true. This is true, and this is false. But S is, and then we want to filter it all filter to no. Am I correct on that? Which is true, which is false. False. Okay, that might be an issue here. Oh, we're doing each one. Okay. All right. So passes two. Still not working. Because even when we, so something's wrong with our, okay. So that's, so it's 1970 to 2000. So actually, I'm going to change that to today's date, not, what is it? Yeah, today's to epoch time. And then let me just make sure this date time. I remember there was a now time. Now, right? Let's look that up. Okay, yeah, so it's now. Why is it? That's good. Time now to strength, right? Mhm. And then we are doing a short date time strength. Okay. Yeah, because you don't want to go as, whatever. Okay, it's loading up here. And let's just give it a try. Another one. Okay. Okie dokie. All right, so everything seems to be, so let's do a date before from to, okay. All right, good for you. All right. Oh, you see? Right there. It messes it up. Oh, 12. Oh, yeah. So we did do a date before one or a date after. Yeah, but the date after, so do that here. No. We do that here. No. And let's see. Date after, date after, date after. Okay, so we do it here. Date after. Passes to, passes from. So this one is wrong right here. Okay, so filtered, when we filtered everything they from this, just do that from here. I just want to make sure I got everything correctly. My logic might be off. If not, we move on to something else real quick, and then we could just actually we could call it a day. It's been on there for about an hour, 16 minutes. We'll figure out the date, and I'll give you the answer next tomorrow. I mean, no, not tomorrow. It's New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, January 2nd. Alrighty. 8 p.m. from. I'm gonna pick something after this. All right. January 2025, which was 2025. That's one, which is good. Two, three, 4, 5. You shouldn't show me any of these. This is okay. But anything afterwards, no. Well, maybe it's because it's 2. No, that's totally wrong. You shouldn't show anything here. All right, all right, all right. Well, anyway, this is how we're gonna set the date and time. Everything else is working. We still got to figure out the date and time. Okay, let me make sure the date. Compare the date, the S date, to the to date. If it's less, okay, so we are comparing. Okay, so we are comparing the date to the to date. If that is less than, oh, let's see. All right, we're gonna call this a day today right here. We're gonna call it here, and then when we figure out the problem, we'll come back. Right? We really need to figure out this problem, being that this is a sample app, and we need to do everything goes by dates and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll figure it out and we'll bring you the answer next time. I left it at a cliffhanger, which is what I'm supposed to do. And that's basically it. Okay, see you guys.